Hello everyone, welcome to this new section of the Our World Heritage newsletter, where we would like to share our thoughts of this group of concerned people closely working in the initiative. This will be the first of a series of conversations that we will be presented in our newsletter. We will be having an intergenerational conversation since we are conscious about what heritage is and how values are transmitted from one generation to the next. My name is Maria Eugenia Sigüenza, Mary. I'm from Ecuador in South America, and I will be today talking to two of our friends, Mike Turner and Nimmy Namrata. So let's get started with a more experienced side with Mike. So I have some questions for you. And first tell us, please, from where are you joining this conversation and what are you known for? So please, Mike.
Well, hello, Mary and Nimmy. I'm a professor at the Bezalel Academy of Arts and Design in Israel. And I'm living in Jerusalem, a city of many thousands of years, a city of conflict and tension of different cultures and different religions. This brings me on to the challenge of shared heritage. But it's probably the issues of urbanism, urban heritage, and the World Heritage Convention that I'm probably known best for. I've spent the past few years developing then the Sustainable Development Goals and integrating the new urban agenda in the UNESCO recommendation on the historic urban landscape.
Thank you, Mike. Now we go to probably the other side and with Nimmy, our young, also part of this initiative. So please, Nimmy, tell us.
Hi, Mary and Mike. I am Nimmy Namrata and I'm currently based in Singapore. I would like to answer your question by using the philosophy of Ikigai. So I love heritage conservation. I believe that I'm good at it, and I'm lucky to be one of those people who are paid for doing what they love. I'm known in the conservation fraternity as an emerging heritage professional, working on conservation of built heritage sites in the South Asian region, which I've been working for the past 5 years. However, what I aspire to be known for is to be able to make a difference in the world through my work, and our World Heritage is one step towards it. Thank you.
Thanks, Nimmy. Thank you for this inspiring start. So now I would like to follow up with you, Nimmy, and ask you if you could compare yourself with any heritage site in the world, which would it be and why?
Okay, so the heritage site that I would like to compare myself would be a site which is very close to my heart, and it's actually near my hometown where I have been born and brought up. So it's the World Heritage Site of Nalanda, the ancient university of Nalanda Mahavihara. And why I would like to compare myself with this site is because there's a phrase that says that there is more than what meets the eye, and I think it falls very much appropriate for both of us.
Thank you, Nimmy.
Thank you.
What about you, Mike?
Well, I think that Nimmy has given us the cue. In other words, we have to have places which are close to our hearts or close to where we are. And so, whereas that I've over the years, I've perhaps become more a citizen of the world, I still feel that I'm going to believe that the Jerusalem is a place where I feel that most comfortable in, with all its tensions. And this might come as a second to Istanbul, which is again another favorite of my cities. I think it is a place which is the tension in it, which is, I feel, which is creates the excitement of always keeping you on your toes.
That's very true, Mike. And in that sense, you think probably you can give it a color to heritage, and why it would have a color for you?
Yeah, I think the color is that of the stone. So it is a sort of a golden brown, and it's shimmers because I love the times in the evenings of long summer evenings where the sun it starts to come somewhat low and then creates then this shimmering feeling of the colors, and it actually it engulfs the whole city.
Oh, that's very interesting. I'm really curious about knowing this and seeing this actually. And for you, Nimi,
The colors in fact change at the times of the seasons of the stone. So it's very, very strange, is that one normally says this is stone. No, it's a living experience, and perhaps that comes together with the colors, the olive green of the trees.
so nice. And Nimi, would you say, do you have a color that could you give to heritage?
It's actually very difficult to assign one single color, because when I think about heritage sites, I generally think of the materiality, the material that gives color to that particular heritage site. So of course there are various colors with which I associate different heritage sites too. But if I have to talk about one particular heritage site that I mentioned is very close to my heart, the Nalanda Mahavihara. So it's constructed in red bricks. So red would be the color that I would associate my heritage with. And having said that, red is also the color of victory and the color of danger. And by that I would like to say that our world heritage is indeed, I feel, in danger. There are a lot of concerns that we are facing right now currently. So of course, yeah, it's red.
Thank you, Nimi. And say that, I think we are ready to go to the next question, which is what inspired you to be part of our world heritage? Probably is this red color that it was a sign, an alert.
If the younger generation is then flagging that there's problems, I think that we have to take, the older generation has to take responsibility that we left in somewhat of a mess. But on the other hand, the fact that the younger generation is really so concerned is also a very positive aspect of where we are. So I'm very encouraged. So I've got really two commitments here, I think, and that is of civil society. The World Heritage Convention is not just simply about inscribing properties and sites and monuments and areas of nature, but it is putting heritage in the life of the community. I think we're missing out on this. And I think that when we start putting heritage in the life of community, we create then a new responsibility to planet Earth, which links very, very positively to the Sustainable Development Goals, which is again part of the connections, the intergenerational connections, which are so important. So perhaps also as teaching in a university framework and researching with early stage researchers, I think this responsibility is really critical in continuity and addressing many of the global challenges through World Heritage.
So Mike, what inspires actually to be part, or if I would say to initiate this initiative of our World Heritage? What was the inspiration?
Sorry?
What was the inspiration? What inspired you to be part of this or to start this initiative?
I think it's the red of Nimmy which brought us to thinking about it. The discussions which I've been participating in the World Heritage Committee sessions since the year 2000. So that's 2 decades of participation, including being deputy chair of the committee. And I think we're looking at a dramatically changing world, and the red is danger ready for us to actually start coming together. And a group of us came and said, well, this is where we have to be. And think that it is not just simply more people who have always been there, but to bring on board the people who are going to be then taking the World Heritage Convention to the next 50 years.
So how do you feel that our World Heritage could make a change for the next 50 years if we are celebrating almost the 50 years of the
I'm not too
convention?
sure I'll be around. That's why I'm going to leave it to Nimmy.
Okay.
Don't say that much. Your legacy will be there for sure. And I think for me, I mean, as Mike mentioned, he has a lot of experience and more than 20 years of experience. But for me, I'm an emerging professional, and I don't have such a vast experience. But what I do have is a strong sense of realization, which came from the fact that when I was working on this site of Nalanda again, which is it's very close to my heart because I did my academic thesis on it. And while I was working on the site, I realized that there are a lot of things that are uncared for, if I may say, and especially the civil societies. So, as I mentioned, that this site is an archaeological landscape site, and it stretches way beyond the protected boundary. And there are many small villages around near the site, and people living within the World Heritage boundary also. And these people, this local community are the ones who will be affected the most. However, when we inscribe the World Heritage Site, or when we make the protected boundary, we delineate a boundary, and we make management policies and everything, we do not really consult these people as much as they should be, because they are the primary stakeholders, and any change or any policy would affect them the most. So this realization was one of the strongest reasons that I wanted to do something that takes into account these people, this local community. And then also slowly in the field, I realized that there are several other issues which our World Heritage Convention doesn't really address, I would say, in a manner that would be very much relevant for today's world. For example, climate change, and let's say pandemic, which has brought the world to a standstill. So of course, these were few of the inspirations, I would say, that made me think about doing something and being attached to our World Heritage. And as the mandate of our World Heritage is to renew and reinforce heritage protection, something that I strongly believe is the need of the hour, and that's why our World Heritage.
So Nimi, so you think our heritage could actually make a change in the future?
Of course, I am confident that with the vigor and with all the work that all the members of our World Heritage are doing in the past, since the past last year, I think we will be successful. And as we have mentioned several times, that the main objectives of our World Heritage is that we build a very robust network of organizations and professionals from various regions of the world. And we also aim to prepare policy recommendations for the World Heritage Committee for consideration to make necessary amendments into the convention in the coming years. So I feel that this robust network of specialists from around the world will create a repository of expertise and knowledge that is very much required in the field. And this will ensure that the policy recommendations that we end up with are very holistic in nature, and not like a one size fits all kind of a policy that fails to apply in many regions. So that's why I'm confident that we will be able to do what we strive for. Yeah.
Thank you, Nimi, and thanks also for the big effort and the work
Well,
that you have displayed. Mike, yeah?
listening to that, I'm also confident.
That's very good. Yeah, let's work for that. And we are already working together. So to end up this conversation today, I will ask Mike first to, if you have some advice for people working in culture and natural conservation, of people willing to work on that.
Yeah, I think the main thing is to always be relevant. Wake up in the morning and say, how can I make a change? And I think that also is to add the humanistic approach to it. In other words, it's people again with culture and nature conservation. And I think that if we say that we would like to make a difference, and then when we ask these questions daily, monthly, we don't get into a rut, and we begin to then react and relate both to people around us and also our natural environment, and also creating culture. We have to realize in a long term is that the architecture of today is the heritage of tomorrow. So what we do has got an enormous importance for the future of the next 50 years.
Yeah, that's very true, Mike. And for you, Nimmy, probably from this side of the young generations, what do you think? Any advice for people working in culture and natural conservation?
Well, that's a very difficult question, because I think we need, I think more than advice, it would be an encouragement from my side. And I would say that I would like to encourage all of our younger generation or the emerging professionals to try to attach themselves to the larger conservation fraternity from around the world. And this is important because all of us need to know what is happening around us, like around the world, rather than being very short-sighted in our own region. And this will also make them understand that there are several other issues that similar sites in other regions face, and this will also allow us to come up with more creative solutions which are holistic in nature. One way to do is to get themselves attached with our World Heritage, because we are anyways building a very big network, and I think it's very important for all of us to be attached to this network. And I would like to end by saying that like this pandemic in the last year has made us realize that actually this world is actually sinking, and we are all and because the world is sinking, I think this is the time more than ever that we all work together, especially in our thought process and principles, if not physically.
I think it's so important about encouragement. I always tell young faculty members who give what we have in architectural school crits. So criticism goes a long way, but encouragement goes further.
Yeah,
and I think that is probably the most important word between our generations.
Thank you very much for this really good thoughts. I would say really enriching us and getting to people to get us know. I think from a different side, we are not only experts. I think we are also part of this citizens concerned about what is happening now in the world. And yeah, we need to be encouraged, I think, in both generations. Yeah. So thank you very much for joining today. I'm really happy with our conversation. I will just finally like to invite the people that who's not subscribed yet to our newsletter to subscribe it through our you can do it in our website, which is www.OurWorldHeritage.org. And nothing else, just keep yourself safe and sound. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Mike. Bye, Mary.